Welcome back, hunters, to Supernaturalist, the podcast where monsters aren't just scary, they're meaningful. Today, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 2, ominously titled Everybody Loves a Clown. And already that title feels like a lie. This episode takes one of humanity's most unsettling figures, a clown, and strips away whatever joy we're supposed to associate with it. What's left is deception, hunger, manipulation, and violence. Because in this episode, the clown isn't just scary, it's lying, it's hunting, and it's doing something particularly monstrous. It's targeting children and killing their parents. So today, we're diving deep into the history of evil clown folklore, what supernatural creature this clown actually is, the clown's MO, why children are the targets, why a clown is a perfect disguise, how this creature is killed, and some fun behind the scenes facts to end on a lighter note. So let's step up under the big top and find out what's really smiling back at us. So why do clowns terrify us? Here's the lore and psychology. Clowns weren't always meant to be frightening. Historically, clowns trace back to court jesters, commedia dell'arte performers, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and sacred tricksters in ancient cultures. They existed to entertain, mock authority, and bring laughter. So what went wrong? The uncanny valley effect. Clowns sit in a psychological danger zone. Humans, but not quite. Facial expressions frozen, emotions exaggerated beyond normal. Our brains rely on facial cues to determine trust. Clowns disrupt those cues entirely. Your instinct says, smile, safe. Your brain says, something is deeply wrong. That tension creates fear. Now for clowns as tricksters, the mythology, tricksters are often, they like to disguise themselves and prey on the vulnerable. They like breaking moral rules and punish adults. Why? Who knows? Clowns in modern horror have become tricksters with teeth. By the time Supernatural aired in 2005, pop culture already had framed clowns as predators, and that's thanks to Stephen King's It, John Wayne Gacy, a real serial killer who dressed as a clown, and horror films like Poltergeist. Supernatural taps directly into this collective fear, but adds a twist. What is the clown in Supernatural? Here's the important part. The clown is not a demon, it's not a ghost, but it's more like a shapeshifter, like predator, often categorized as a Rakasha. I hope I pronounced that right. Rakasha lore, real world mythology. They originated in Hindu mythology. They're malevolent, flesh eating beings, masters of disguise, predators who wear human skins, more ew, hunters of children and families. Historically, Rakashas pretend to be protectors or entertainers. They lure victims through trust. They prefer emotional vulnerability, and they kill adults before consuming children. Does this sound familiar? Supernatural adapts this myth into a modern American legend, a monster that hides behind something children already trust, the clown's modus operandi, or MO. Let's break down exactly how this creature operates. They pick a family. The clown targets households with children, stable routines, minimal suspicion. Suburban families are perfect. Normalcy lowers defenses. They assume the clown persona. Why a clown? Well, because parents let clowns near children. Children approach clowns willingly, and clowns operate in public spaces without scrutiny. A clown doesn't need to break in. It's invited. It kills the parents. Now, this is crucial. The clown murders only the parents, violently and quickly. Why? Because parents are the protectors of the children, and removing them isolates the children, which makes them easier for the clown to have their way. Trauma increases fear and compliance. That's how that comes into play. In lore, Rakashas believe emotional pain seasons the soul. Cruel, but consistent with myth. The clown takes the child, Children are easier to manipulate. They're innocent. They don't understand the ways of the world and the bad things that are out there. And they're less physically capable of escaping. Symbolically, they're pure in many mythologies. And then the clown consumes the children, not for sustenance alone, but for power. This makes the monster stronger. So, why a clown? Well, let's talk about the symbolism. A clown isn't just a disguise, it's symbolism. Clowns represent false joy, forced smiles, entertainment masking pain. In trauma psychology, this episode hits hard. Many abusers hide behind humor, kindness, or authority roles. The clown says, I'm safe, but means I'm watching. Supernatural uses the clown to expose a universal health. The most dangerous monsters don't look dangerous. So, how is the clown killed in both lore and on Supernatural? Well, in lore, the traditional Rakshas folklore says that they can be killed by blessed weapons, fire, sacred rituals, and destruction of their physical form. Silver doesn't always work, but faith does. In Supernatural, Sam and Dean kill the clown using cold iron, fire, complete destruction of the body. And here's an important rule. A Rakshasa must be completely destroyed or it will regenerate. Partial kills don't count. This reinforces a recurring supernatural theme. You don't defeat evil halfway. As for Dean's trauma and why this episode matters, this episode isn't just about the clown, it's about grief. Dean is unraveling after John's death. He's angry, he's distracted, and he's making mistakes. While Sam hunts the monster, Dean hunts closure. And the clown represents chaos, loss of safety, and childhood trauma. And Dean sees himself in the children left behind. This episode quietly tells us Dean isn't scared of the clown. He's scared of becoming John. Now for the fun facts and behind the scenes trivia. Fun fact number 1. Jensen Ackles actually hates clowns. Yes, seriously. Jensen has said in interviews that clowns deeply unsettle him. This episode was not fun for him. And I'm pretty sure the penny whistle episode wasn't that great either. Fun fact number 2. The clown costume was modified. The makeup team intentionally gave the clown asymmetrical makeup and made the smile slightly uneven and added darker shadows around the eyes. This triggers subconscious discomfort. Fact number 3. This episode was inspired by Stephen King. The writers openly acknowledge it was a major influence, especially Pennywise's child-targeting behavior. Fun fact number 4. The episode title is ironic on purpose. Everybody Loves a Clown is intentionally sarcastic. The writers knew most people absolutely do not love clowns. Fun fact number 5. This episode reinforces an early supernatural rule. Monsters are often ancient myths modernized. They're hiding in plain sight, and they're most dangerous inside families. This formula becomes a foundation for later seasons. So Everybody Loves a Clown reminds us that horror doesn't always come roaring. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it jokes. Sometimes it asks permission before it destroys everything you love. This episode teaches us that the protection isn't about strength. It's about awareness. And in the world of Supernatural, nothing is ever truly harmless. Not even laughter. So until next time, hunters, salt your doors, trust your instincts, and if a clown knocks, don't answer. I hope you enjoyed this episode this week. Please remember to like and subscribe and share if you think someone else would enjoy this episode. Thank you and have a great weekend.